Hey everyone, it's Darby with Riverbend Fishing again. I'm taking you guys to a new spot that I haven't taken you to before. We're going to be doing some catfishing today. Let me get everything set up and then I'll show you around. Alright, I'm all set up here. As you can see, I'm in the middle of farm country. All the way around me. If you continue to go, let me think about this so I'm not lying or exaggerating. If you continue to go 3 to 5, I'm going to say it's probably about 4. If you continue to go 3 to 5 miles that way, you're in Mexico. There's a water tower. I don't know if this camera will pick it up over there. That water tower is actually in Mexico. But the river kind of curves, so it's headed due south this way. It's 3 to 5 miles, you're in Mexico. So now you know where we're at. This is a irrigation canal. It is a huge irrigation canal, and the valley is full of them. The Rio Grande Valley is full of them. And you can see the government marks off the things, so you're not supposed to go around them, but it's not marked off here, so it's legal. As you can see, this area is worn down where people park and come fishing here. Luckily this time there's not a whole bunch of dead fish. A lot of times people catch like carp and stuff out of here and they just throw them here and leave them to die. Brings flies, it smells like ugh. I haven't set up my chair yet because the gnats are real bad today. I may have to do some fishing in my truck, yeah, even though I hate to do that. Somebody lost a bobber right there. I'm sure it's attached to something. I changed the view on my camera today after the last video. I didn't like that fisheye looking thing that I was getting. We'll see if this is better or worse. Anyway, this irrigation canal, I've driven over it twice on my way in here, just on that dirt road I just showed you back up that way. It just does S's. I don't know why, but it does. And it comes around here. It's this wide, this big all the way. It's a big canal. I mean, in a lot of places it would be called a river. Interesting tidbit for you. I have my most hated rod with me again today with that new reel on it. I had a comment, and it wasn't a mean comment, but it was a true comment that was saying I didn't give it a fair shot. Well, first of all, a fair shot on fishing that day. That was a day where the water was like 6 inches deep and it was 100 and something degrees. We've had our first cool front come in through the fall. This is September. It's like the last day or next to last day of September, whatever it is today. We had a cool front come through yesterday. Brought us some rain, and the highs for the next 10 days are not supposed to get above the mid 80s. So we are headed into fall. We'll still have some more hot days, but our highs today is only in the mid 80s. It's gorgeous for us down here. Anyway, the comment I got was I didn't give it a fair shot because I didn't use the bait that I would normally use, and I did not have the fishing rod set up correctly, and I admitted that on the video. I meant to get line for it, and hold on, I meant to get line for it and forgot. So it is now set up correctly. My 20-pound spider wire braid. I've got my 15-pound leader on the end, fluorocarbon leader. I got my weights on there right, the right hook. So this end is set up right now. I'm at a different body of water that does not deviate in depth because they keep this one full. Take a walk down here. I haven't ever really tried moving with this thing on. We'll have to see how this looks in editing. I may cut it out and just start off over here again. Down this road, like I said, I don't know how the view is going to work on this camera now with me changing the angle or the picture dynamics. But way down there, you can see a yellow flashing light. Should be able to. Since I've crossed that yellow flashing light, I've crossed this canal twice. No, once. It comes across. It circles way out here, and then it comes back in, it does this circle, it circles again. It's just doing a snake pattern right on this side of the road, but it crosses there. And that high area you see is this canal continuing on out that way, and a lot of people fish up there too. This time I've also brought my bait. I did the video on it, on the fishing bait that I use. There's one of those, this is one of those bags from that video. They were both still sitting in the refrigerator. I've been doing a lot of pier fishing lately, and I'm going to go back to it because there's some more piers I want to try. Not that it really matters for this video, but somebody will ask. That's why I'm trying to head it off now. They'll be like, this is not your catfishing bag. You showed us that before. I switched some stuff around. This is an old tackle box I had. You can see from the dirt on it. I didn't even notice that. You can see from the dirt on it. I've had this a long time. It's just been sitting in storage. We're not going to go over it. It's the exact same contents as when I did the catfishing bag. Same contents in there, just in a different setup now. The reason being is because I took the spider wire bag that all this stuff was in, and it's now in my beach fishing, my pier fishing cart. We'll go over that when the time comes for that on that video. It's no big deal. It's just I'm trying out some new stuff. Anyway, here's my view. Here's my view. Does this not Texas? Big 4x4 crew cab pickup truck right here. Fishing rod, windmill, water, sun. I love Texas. We have something that wants to play. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on in here, little buddy. Oops, sorry about that. That is what I am talking about. Now, I did a video earlier. Oh, I don't have my pliers. I did a video earlier. He could sit right here for a second. On the catfish, talking about, or on my poles, talking about I don't get giant catfish here. This one's actually small, but they're normally not any more than twice as big as this. Some people will also ask me why I take the hooks out of catfish like I do. First of all, I don't use treble hooks because I don't like the damage it does to the catfish because they'll swallow it. The second reason that I do it this way, now let me go down and get him. Oh, he went in. There you go, swimming off right there. That was not supposed to happen. He didn't flip as far out. Sorry about that. I have no idea what happened to the camera. Just started beeping and wasn't recording. I just double checked and it didn't get the end of that. I'm hoping you saw the fish. If you did, then you know what it is. If you didn't, it was a little catfish. He's only about yay long. And what I was going to tell you, or what I was telling you before the camera freaked out, is that my rod video, I talked about I don't catch, there's not big catfish here, or I don't catch the big catfish here. The places where I go have the little ones. Well, they're usually, the biggest ones are usually like this big. They're not big. Something playing my line? Yep, come on. Come on. No. I have a little 1 ounce teardrop slip weight on there, so any kind of movement down there is going to move it today. Anyway, what I was saying is normally the biggest catfish here are about twice the size of that one I just caught, if you saw it. That's why I don't need, I bought those big, huge catfishing rods and reels for other places. Here, this will do it. Here, a little 6'6" medium heavy will do it. Heck, even a medium light would probably do it. I think this is a medium light. Action high, 6'6", medium heavy. This is a medium heavy. Anyway, So that was a small one for here, but hey, I'm on the fish and I'm only 15 minutes into it today. Probably be the only one I get, but it's better than none, which I've had on 2 videos. It's been bobbing around for a while out there. When I say bobbing, little tugs on the end of it, and there are turtles in here. So fairly regularly out here you have to check to see if your bait's still on there. It's still there. Just a beautiful day. You know, I've had Sid on a couple of videos, and I was telling him on one of them, I don't even think we got it on camera, but I was telling him, is there anything better than a beautiful day of fishing, whether you're catching fish or not? If you're catching, it's even better, but is there anything better than this? It's relaxing, gives you time to think. I just love it. I was just thinking that, you know, what I was talking about, I'm still learning this camera and learning how things work and stuff like that. But I noticed in one of the videos when I was editing it, and I don't remember which one now, y'all kept seeing this. And for the life of me, I could not figure out what it was until this morning when I got set up out here. I quite often wear this hat. I don't always wear my fishing channel hats. I have this Huck fishing hat. And what it was it was really windy that day, so I had this down in front of me, so the string was going back and forth in front of the camera. So now I know, always put the string on the back so it doesn't hang in front of the camera here. I just thought it was kind of funny that it took me this long to figure out what those black streaks were going back and forth in front of the camera. It always makes me wonder what's happening when, and I only see it on catfishing, when I'm sitting here watching. Look at my line. My rod bends over real gently and slow, and then there'll be tug, 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 and then it releases back up again. I know they ain't got hands. It's not like they're pulling it closer to them to eat. I've had to move it, relocate it like 4 times since the last clip I shot. The turtles have found it, and it's kind of funny because it'll be over here. And I'll bring it in when I notice that it's turtles, and I'll bring it in, my bait will be chewed on. You can see the actual marks. And I'll throw it over there, and then just wait a minute, and the turtle will come up from over there like, what's going on? He'll look around wanting his food back. So I'm having to move it around now, which is not going to help getting the catfish in. If I have to keep moving it, and the scent trail is going to go crazy. That was kind of weird. Something picked it up and swam off with it. And took my bait. That was a hard pop too. I mean, it doubled my rod over. Huh. This day started out good, catching a fish within the first 15 minutes. Now I'm feeding them. Maybe the toll for having a nice day. If you don't like the smell of garlic, or you're a vampire, I would highly recommend staying away from this bait. Oh, I know what question I need to answer. I was asked why it is that I don't flip the bail back by hand. You know, when I cast, when I cast, why I don't do this. Instead, what I do is I just bump it like that. And the answer is because I don't care. I've been doing that my entire life. I may have flipped that bail back over by hand maybe 4 times in my life. So anybody tells me it's bad for the reel, it tears up the reel, it does this, it does that. Been fishing my entire life almost exclusively with spinning reels, and I've never flipped it by hand. I've always just bumped it. Sometimes it's a combination, just depending on how my hand's laid on it because I hook the handle in the web here, and I do this, and sometimes my finger will hit the bail when it's coming around or whatever. But yeah, I just don't care. That's the answer to the question by Mac. He sent me, I remember his name. He sent me a message asking me why I don't close it the right way, because I do it the way I do it. For those of you who are wondering what just happened with this towel here, that sun's baking, and for some reason, like a dummy, I put on shorts again today. I'm a shorts guy. I like to wear shorts, but I'm getting older. I am older. I'm in my mid-50s, and I have to be more careful of the sun. That's why I wear the long sleeves and the giant hats and buffs and all that stuff. And then sometimes I still forget and just throw on shorts because I was like, oh, it's gonna be such a nice day, 80s and sunny, I'm just gonna wear shorts. And then I'm out here for half an hour, and also I look down, my legs are starting to turn red. So I always keep a full-size towel in my truck just for this purpose. Oh, I know another question I was asked. On the picture for my pier fishing cart, there was 2 of these on top, and somebody asked me what they are. Well, the answer's been given now. And the other thing about that is I put those on top to show that's where I put my sand spikes. To be honest with you, I could not find them. Then I remember they were out at our land, because I just don't go beach fishing that often. So my sand spikes are out at the land, so I just put my regular rod holders on there to show that's where the sand spikes would go. Real quick about these. I bought these I've got a couple of them, and I bought them at the local True Value store here in Harlingen. And I'm gonna say I bought them 20, maybe 25 years ago. At least 20, probably closer to 25 years ago. They're still as good today as they were back then. But like my reels, when I tell you my reels last a long time because I maintenance them all the time, I keep these painted. These are just made out of rebar and steel. So, you know, 25 years of being out in the mud, the muck, the rain, the water, all that stuff. If they weren't taken care of, they probably wouldn't still be around, but they wouldn't be in as good a shape. I take care of them. I don't baby them. I mean, I bang them in with a big maul and I do all that stuff, but what I do with them is I try to paint them every year. I buy Rust-Oleum paint and I paint them, and I usually try to paint them in a bright color. That way I don't forget them when I'm leaving, or I don't trip over them because I see them. Anyway, yeah, they're a little heavy. I mean, they're chunks of rebar. But they lasted 20 years. Minimum of 20, probably 25 years. And they were a couple of bucks back then, so I think it's worth the wait, as in how heavy they are. It's something to think about when you're buying stuff, is yeah, it may weigh a couple of ounces more, but how long is it going to last you? All right, we're going to move on from this spot. The turtles out here are schooled up like fighter pilots now. My bait doesn't sit on the bottom very long before they're swooping in on it and tearing it all to pieces. Plus the gnats have gotten really bad. So I'm going to try a different spot now. I'm going to go see if there's water there. And then I'm going to see about trying a different spot. So I'll get back with you when I get over there.